Based on the biblical story of Joseph and his coat of many colors, it's one of the most popular Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice musicals. The new production at Joburg's Montecasino Theatre sees Earl Gregory return to the role that launched his career.
Earl, you're no stranger to the Joseph character. You've actually won an award for it before. What keeps bringing you back?
This is sort of my last attempt at playing a young lead in a show because I'm not as young as I was 10, 11 years ago when I did it. I just have such fond memories of the show being so much fun, and it's really nice to revisit that.
Is there any particular song or piece that's your favorite?
Well, I definitely connect on a visceral level to a lot of Andrew Lloyd Webber's music, so I really, really enjoy singing Close Every Door to Me, and that's the song that he sings when he gets thrown into prison. It's just so beautifully written, and it's just got all these beautiful flavors in the accompaniments that just sounds very biblical, very spiritual, and it just resonates very well with me.
While Joseph's coat is the title costume, wardrobe mistress Sue Daniels showed us that Pharaoh is not to be outshone.
No show would be a show without a fantastic wardrobe. What are some of the showstoppers?
Jonathan Roxmouth Pharaoh costume. A lady by the name of Auntie Biba, she made this. You must feel the weight of this dress, it's amazing.
Wow, that's heavy.
And it's got a collar which is separate, we add on. It goes over, and the eyes is in line with that eye, so when he wears it, he's got movement all the time. The whole outfit just comes together once he has his wig and his full makeup on.
Now, the show is not called Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat for nothing. That coat's a star on its own.
It definitely is, and one thing I can say, it's natural fabric, and you'll see the detail of this coat. Again, a lot of work, a lot of thinking went into it, and the lighting on this coat is simply amazing. It's a must-see. The show, it's all I can say. For you to see the effect of it, you have to come and see the show.
The show has little spoken dialogue and is almost completely sung through, much to the liking of Bianca Le Grange.
There's a lot more skill required in playing a narrator than meets the eye. It's not that easy.
Narrating does require a lot of skill because you need to use your whole body. You need to use your face. You need to really engage in the story. If for one moment I'm not in the story, they're gonna know, and then I'm gonna lose them as a narrator. So it does require a lot of concentration. It requires, for you just to love what you do, I think.
The joys of live theater is that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. When they do, how do you adapt to it?
Just last week, the second half begins, and I'm supposed to start with Pharaoh's story, and I begin with the start of the show. And I see the screen. We have a screen set up at the back of the theater with our conductor, our MD. And all I see, his head is shaking and he's going, no, and he's trying to mouth the words, and I can't see him mouthing the words because I got bad eyes anyway. So I just took a deep breath, and you pick up and you just do your best. But that's the fun part of theater, you know? It's, there's a whole other show happening backstage, and I love it, I live for it, and it's what keeps me going as an entertainer.
Choreographer Dwayne Alexander found himself presented with a peculiar challenge.
Dwayne, musical theater is always a challenge. Singing and dancing is hard on its own, but now you've put a sloped stage. I mean, that's got to be hard.
It's not easy. So yes, we do have this stage on a rake. Our set designer, Dennis Hutchison, was very cruel when he set this for us.
Very cruel.
It does provide some challenges. The dancers have to adjust their weight slightly, and they have to just know how to do things that they can do normally sort of on a flat floor, like turns and jumps and leaps. They need to do that slightly differently on a rake stage because your weight is slightly different.
Now you know that I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. I'm gonna have to try a bit of a step ball change on this rake stage, right?
Cool, give it a bash. But make sure you do a turn or something in there as well.
And a pirouette. Okay, here we go, check it out. Step ball change. Oh, whoa, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
not
good.
Too bad.
Not bad, not bad.
Hard. But it just takes some getting used to.
It does, you know, after a day or two, you'll feel like, oh, hello, there we go. Second time will be better, so.
Okay, step ball change. Hey!
The production features unique wirework and beading by artist Jabulani Ndlovu.
Jabs, I think it's really cool that you were able to bring a bit of Africa into a biblical story like Joseph.
Yes, you see, like, now you can see what Africa is made of. Most of my animals that I did, I made them in mixed colors, just to show that we are all one in the sight of God. That's why I use different colors also to bring peace and happiness to everyone.
And your most challenging piece?
My most challenging piece was this one, because it took me like a week to do this thing, and I had to get the proportion right. I put the wirework first as the frame. Then on top of that, I used the Coke cans. I had to cut them can by can, then I framed them here. After that, I sprayed them. That was the challenging thing, but I managed to do it within a week.
Jonathan Roxmouth is ideally cast as the larger-than-life Pharaoh, reimagined as Elvis.
Jono, the hair, the makeup, the costumes.
Indeed.
Take us through it.
Well, I mean, it's the first time the designer showed me Neil. He said it's basically going to be Lady Gaga meets Egypt, and I thought there's no ways he's going to pull this off, because he said we're going to print a face on your body, and I thought no. And then they brought this in, and it's turned out to be I think it's the best costume I've ever been given for any show.
You've been in the industry for quite some time now. What's it like getting into character for this role?
Do you know there's no process with Pharaoh for me. Pharaoh is a really well-liked, fun-loving idiot. You know, he's quite stupid, actually, and he's got all the power. He's like this big, rich kid, as long as you have fun and the audience knows that they can have fun with you. In our show, it's rock and roll and good times and lots of sequins. I mean, that's literally, I think, the best you could hope for in a musical.
Joseph, I had a dream. Tell me what it means.
Great entertainment in Joburg until August the 7th, moving to Cape Town from August the 12th.